Naming hurricanes. September 15, 1999, Floyd threatens the eastern coast of Florida today with waves over 15 meters high and winds over 250 kilometers an hour. Meteorologists project that Floyd may continue its northward track as far as the North Carolina-Virginia border. Its effects will be widespread. Who is Floyd? And who are Camille, Hugo, Agnes, and Andrew? They're hurricanes. Throughout human history, hurricanes have caused destruction. Some of the most powerful hurricanes to come on land in the United States were those named above. How did these storms get names and why? Because they have reputations as troublemakers. Hurricanes are under the watchful eye of meteorologists from the time they first take form as tropical storms. In order to refer to them over a period of days and weeks, they are given names. It is much easier to talk about what Gertie did today than that hurricane 18 degrees north, 55 degrees west. It also helps reduce confusion when more than one hurricane is brewing in the same area. Naming hurricanes has undergone a number of changes over the years. In the West Indies, perhaps for reasons of protection, hurricanes were first named after the saint whose day fell closest to the day of arrival of the hurricane. Early in the 20th century, an Australian forecaster started naming hurricanes for politicians. People thought this was funny because news reports could include headlines like Dundee causing great distress or Gibson wandering aimlessly, but could be dangerous. For a few years, the International Phonetic Alphabet, Abel, Baker, Charlie, was used to name hurricanes. The first hurricane of the season was Abel, Baker was the second, and so on. During World War II, U.S. Air Force and Navy meteorologists named the Pacific storms for their wives or girlfriends. Starting in 1953, the United States used whatever names they liked as long as they were women's names, and the first hurricane of the season had a name starting with A. In 1977, the World Meteorological Organization, a United Nations group, decided on the official naming system used today. They came up with 6 years' worth of names for storms in the Atlantic Ocean. After 6 years, they started over at the beginning. The 6 lists are alphabetical, and the letters Q, U, X, Y, and Z aren't used. It hasn't happened yet, but if all 21 names on a year's list are used up, additional storms would be assigned Greek letters like alpha and beta. The first forecaster who came up with the 21 names used a baby naming book. He added names of his relatives to the list too. The first lists contained only female names. In 1978, the lists were changed to include both male and female names. They also include French and Spanish names for Atlantic storms. 14 countries of the western North Pacific and South China Sea have approved new lists of names for tropical storms in the South Pacific. The names derive from many languages and include Nakri, a type of flower in Cambodia, Haitian, a Chinese sea god, Pabuk, a big freshwater fish in Laos, Parma, a dish of ham, liver, and mushrooms popular in Macau, Iwanlar, a Chuk storm god in Micronesia, Cimarron, a Philippine wild ox, Durian, a Thai fruit, and Kansan, a mountain in northern Vietnam. The names of the most severe storms are taken off the list for at least 10 years. At this time, The exiled names include Fran, Andrew, and Hugo. The country that suffered the most destruction from the hurricane gets to add a new name. When do storms get a name? Hurricanes and tropical storms are named once they start rotating and reach a wind speed above 65 kilometers per hour, or 39 miles per hour. A tropical storm becomes a hurricane when it reaches speeds of 123 kilometers per hour, or 74 miles per hour, or more. These are the names for the 2015-16 winter storms that could happen this winter. Weather tools. Thermometer. A thermometer measures temperature. Temperature is measured in degrees. This thermometer uses the Celsius scale. You would read the temperature as 21 degrees Celsius in the example above. Some thermometers use the Fahrenheit scale. Compass. A compass is used to determine the direction from which the wind is coming. Stand facing the wind. Hold the compass in front of you. Rotate the compass body until the end line lines up with the needle. A line running from the center of the compass needle straight into the wind tells you the wind direction. Hygrometer. A hygrometer measures relative humidity. Relative humidity is a measure of the amount of water vapor in the air. It is a percentage. On the hygrometer above, relative humidity is 63%. Barometer. A barometer measures air pressure. Air pressure on this barometer is measured in millibars. The barometer above indicates a pressure of 985 millibars. Anemometer. An anemometer measures wind speed. Face into the wind. Hold the meter in front of you, straight up and down, scale toward you. Don't cover the holes at the bottom. The height of the ball indicates the wind speed. This picture shows 7 miles per hour. If the wind is strong, cover the top hole with your finger to read the high scale on the right.